We are back with a special episode of the Tournament Podcast. Typically, I would say joined as always. My name is Tom by my brothers Marty and Mike, but Marty is a little under the weather today, so it is just going to be Mike and I, and we are going to be going over our 2021 awards. We picked some categories that were things that we kind of focused on the Tournament Podcast, whether it be music, sports, pro wrestling, etc. And we decided to go ahead and create some yearly awards. And we submitted our answers without the other two seeing who we selected. I then compiled the answers to come up with winners. We actually have one category. We did not come up with a winner, and we did have a couple ties as well, but we're going to break this into two parts. We have the entertainment part of it, which is going to be music, movies, podcasting, and YouTube. And then we're going to have the sports portion of it, which is sports. So we'll go ahead and get started here. I'll start off with the entertainment part, Mike. And
all right.
The first category we will touch on here is, and let's just get this one out of the way, movie of the year. And for movie of the year, I will go ahead and read off all of our selections, everybody that was nominated, all the movies that were nominated.
Oh, man.
So we had quite a few documentaries thrown in here, too. So this was movies, including documentaries. So,
and let's just, sorry, I just want to add real quick. These are movies. Well, I believe these are movies or documentaries that we have all seen. And yeah,
I hope so. Otherwise, it'd be hard to vote for.
And I will say that I have not seen a whole lot of new movies this year. A lot of the newer movies I have seen this year have been targeted towards kids with two young children in the house. So my selections are, that's why I'm laughing. Some of these selections are hilarious, but
yeah, well, I've been there. I remember what that was like. And
not Oscar-winning movies.
Well, I was saying most of the kids' movies in the course of a year are the best movies that you're going to see, honestly.
That actually is true, but yeah. So I did try to stick with movies I've seen, and yeah, none of them are going to win an Oscar this year. So, but
so here we go. Here were our nominees for movie of the year. We had Spider-Man: No Way Home, No Time to Die, Last Chance U, and The Black Widow. And it was Last Chance U. It was the basketball documentary. We also had the Bob Ross documentary. It was Happy Accidents, Betrayal, and Greed.
Oh.
The Night Stalker documentary and the Raincoat Killer documentary.
Somebody's sick.
Yep, somebody has got a warped mind there. In the staying with documentaries, we also had In Search of Darkness, Part 2, Jungle Cruise, and Halloween Kills. That's how in depth we go here at the Tournament Podcast. Our movie of the year could be Halloween Kills.
The best movie of 2021.
Yeah, we might get a lot of folks disagreeing on that.
But
this is the only category we did not have a winner. So that's why I started with this one. We didn't agree. We all submitted different selections. We debated on what to do, maybe add some more selections each, but in the end, we decided just to go with no winner this year on that category. And let's be honest, with the pandemic and that, there really wasn't a whole lot in the way of good movies. So, but my vote would have been for Bob Ross.
I do love Bob Ross. I don't like the name of that movie or the title of that movie.
Yeah, have you seen that documentary?
Not yet, but I will watch it. Or should I?
It's sad. Actually,
I don't want
sad, but very good.
Change the way I feel about Bob.
No, you won't change the way you feel about Bob.
Oh, okay.
Feel differently about the people that Bob entrusted.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so let's move on to something that we are quite known for here on this channel, and that is music. And we had a band / singer of the year, and we had quite an eclectic list here of nominees. So for band or singer of the year, our nominees are Olivia Rodrigo, Drake, and hopefully I don't mispronounce any of these, Dua Lipa, BTS, one of my favorites, The Biebs, Justin Bieber, Ed
Nice.
Sheeran. Those were the nominees. Only one singer or band was in all three of our lists, and they graded out to be the winner of this category. So congratulations, 2021 Band of the Year, BTS. And ironically, because I will say, ironically, we do a BTS series on this channel, but that wasn't everybody's number one choice, BTS. So we put thought into it. We did have all of us did have BTS as a nominee though, and well deserved. I mean, my gosh, they did a phenomenal job in 2021.
Those are all good selections, though.
Yeah, very good selections.
Any of those selections could have won it. So
with that being said, let's transition on to our 2021 Song of the Year. And again, we had an eclectic mix here. This is going to be a song that was in all three of our lists, but again, was not the number one choice on all of our lists. So we will start with Bad Habit by Ed Sheeran, Industry Baby by Lil Nas X, One Right Now, Post Malone and The Weeknd, Brutal by Olivia Rodrigo, BTS's Butter, Levitating by Dua Lipa, and My Universe, Coldplay. And the graded out winner of Song of the Year, congratulations again to BTS for Butter.
nice.
And as I was going through here and compiling the numbers, believe me, I pulled Butter up and I was listening to it, and it is phenomenal.
Song. And let's
so catchy.
I was just gonna say, just being nominated for a tournament podcast end of year award is an honor. It's like an Oscar. Even if you don't win, just being considered an Academy Award nominee is an honor. I'd like to think it's the same way here, even though Ed Sheeran didn't win or Olivia Rodrigo didn't win for Artist of the Year. I'm assuming they're still honored to have been nominated. So at least I hope so.
I already have thoughts on next year's awards. So the 2022 year-end awards, we're going to go ahead and get the community more involved. As our channel grows, we'll have some categories where we allow for votes from the public, if you will, and that'll really help us get a better gauge on some of these categories and the winners as well. All right, well, I should have transitioned to actor or actress of the year after movie of the year, but I didn't, so I'll do it now. And again, I mean, you talk about an eclectic mix. This was going to be actor or actress of the year, period. So you're talking, movies and television shows, anything. So here were the nominees. We had, and I'm going to have to click on these, Samuel L. Jackson, one of my all-time favorites. I believe this was his role as Nick Fury in the What If TV series. We had Tom Holland, his portrayal as Spider-Man. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, portrayal of Frank Wolf in the Jungle Cruise movie. One of my absolute favorites of all time, Jake Gyllenhaal, his portrayal of Joe Baylor in The Guilty. Damian Lewis as Bobby Axelrod in Billions. Oh, and this is an absolute gem right here. William Zabka.
Oh, wow.
Portrayal of Johnny Lawrence in Cobra Kai. And I'm sidebarring, if you have not seen Cobra Kai, it is a family-friendly show, but William Zabka is the show, and he is hilarious. Yes, he was one of my nominees.
I say the show, I've actually haven't seen it yet, but the show is about him, isn't it? Not actually about Ralph Macchio's character.
No, they're together more or less.
Oh, okay. I thought the show more followed Billy Zabka's character, but
oh god, he's great. He is great.
I will have to check that out. I hear good things about it. So,
and the final two nominees we had were Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds had a lot in 2021.
Oh,
We're gonna nominate him as Guy in Free Guy, and Emily Blunt for her portrayal as Limily Houghton, I believe it was. I could be saying that wrong, in Jungle Cruise.
She was also in
Was
Quiet
a Quiet
Place
Place
2?
too,
Yeah.
and yeah, a lot of these folks were in numerous things in
Yep.
2021. But our winner for actress of the year, and really talk about tying in with our channel and what we focus on, they couldn't have got a better winner
Yes.
here.
Yes.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Congratulations. We'd love to get you on the show.
Yep.
But yeah,
Oh, maybe
very
he'll be on here
deserving. I
someday.
mean, certainly one of the most popular and beloved actors of the last 10 years, I guess, something like that. So
Oh, yeah.
still going strong. Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Well deserved.
All right. And then our final two categories here are online based podcast of the year and YouTuber of the year. And podcast of the year, again, quite a mix of entries, if you will. We'll start off here with nominees were Joe Rogan, which again, one of the absolute great podcasts of all time, honestly,
Yeah.
and still going strong. The Conan O'Brien podcast.
Oh,
I
man.
love Conan O'Brien. I mean,
We know who nominated him.
if
Then.
it's not him or Cat Williams, I don't know, two funnier people.
Cat's amazing. I didn't know Conan had a podcast.
Well, we know that wasn't a nomination by Mike then.
Nope.
Okay. The Office Ladies.
Oh, okay.
It's Arn, a wrestling podcast with Arn Anderson and Conrad Thompson. Jim Cornette's Drive Through, another pro wrestling podcast. Sammy the Bull Gravano's podcast, which is more of a obviously a gangster related podcast, Mafia. Nightmare on Film Street. The Kurt Angle Show.
Nice.
Those were our nominees for podcast of the year. And we did not allow us to nominate ourselves, or we would win every year, I guess. But the winner of podcast of the year, and again, fitting with our channel, two of the three of us had this nominee. Congratulations, Mr. Jim Cornette.
Nice.
Jim Cornette's Drive Through wins the podcast of the year. And it is darn good. I mean, he's very informative.
Oh, yeah.
As long as Jim stays away from his political stuff, and I'm usually a big fan of Jim just sticking to the wrestling. So congratulations, Jim Cornette. Very well deserved. Love his podcast. All right. And that takes us to the YouTuber of the year. And I'm not even going to say it again. I've said it for every category. We're all over the place here, but we had a winner. So, and I might say this first name incorrectly. So, Mike, you can help me. Is it James Janis?
Oh, James A. Janice.
James A. Janice. Sorry.
Yes. Yep.
The Dead Meat channel.
Yep.
Dead Meat Show. Minty, who is focused more on like movie, not reviews, but he'll give you some background information on movies. Mr. Ballin. I'm not overly familiar with Mr. Ballin. So, Mike, what is he about?
Mr. Ballin's just one of the channels where he tells the what I guess scary stories, the true, strange and unusual. I forget what his actual tagline is. If you're a fan of the dark and mysterious told in story format, so just one of those channels, but they're all supposed to be true stories. So very, very entertaining, something to listen to, especially when you're laying in bed. And yep, good stuff.
Yeah, and that's another real positive of this. If there's folks out there that haven't heard of any of these channels, maybe one or two of them will give it a shot. I'm certainly going to listen to some of these because I'm not familiar as well. Now we also have some heavy hitters in here for YouTuber of the Year, Mr. Beast. PewDiePie was nominated, and Dr. Disrespect. And then finally we have Darren Van Dam, who is a movie and TV show. He's a reviewer. He'll give you like top 10, top 20 lists and let you know like what's coming up on Netflix, Hulu, et cetera, et cetera. Movies or Weird Movies with Mark. It is a comical movie review channel, and he's been around for quite a few years, and you can just tell the channel's getting better and better. So, and he does a great job. Funny guy. But our winner for YouTuber of the Year 2021 is somebody we'd love to get on the show.
Yes.
Minty.
Nice.
So Minty, congratulations.
Well deserved.
Yeah, well deserved. I mean, all the time that guy puts into his videos and finding all that information, and things to share with the audience. And he puts it together in a really nice format. Really, really cool channel. So Minty, congratulations.
I'll add too, because I think the only one I didn't give any background on besides the name of the channel was James A. Janice. That did meet. He does different types of videos, and actually there's a podcast as well on there. But it's movie, primarily horror movie based, and he does kill counts. So he'll basically break down the entire movie, give you background on the movie, kind of like Minty does. He'll give you some behind the scenes info, but basically goes through the movie start to finish and tallies up all the kills throughout the movie, and then does a little breakdown at the end of the movie, how many were male versus female. He picks his favorite kill and his least favorite kill. It's very entertaining channel if you're into especially horror movies. But
yeah, that is very interesting, and it's always cool to see the concepts that these folks came up with to start their channels. All right, and that is actually going to do it for the entertainment portion of the Tournament Podcast 2021 awards. So we're going to move into sports. And we'll just start right at the top here. And we have our nominees for the Sports Show of the Year. And this is going to be more of an episodic sports show, like a daily sports show type of a thing, for the most part. That's at least episodic or seasonal. So we have the nominees of The Herd, the Colin Cowherd Show on Fox Sports, Good Morning NFL, which is on the NFL Network, I believe. Undisputed with Skip and Shannon. That is also on Fox Sports.
Mm-hmm.
Manning Cast with Peyton Manning and Eli Manning on Monday Night Football. The Dark Side of the Ring Season 3. Really, I mean, it is sports. It could have gone over into maybe like I don't know if it could do, well, it is episodic though. I was going to say we could have also had it in the movie / documentary of the year, but this is a good place for it. Let's see here. What else do we have? I think that was it. Those were the nominees.
Oh, wow.
And we had a tie, and this is our first tie of the 2021 awards. So the opening sports category ends up with a tie between Undisputed, Skip and Shannon. Congratulations. You are the 2021 winners, along with Mr. Colin Cowherd.
Oh, nice. Those are Fox Sports shows. So
yep.
Congrats.
Fox Sports knows
Fox
how to do
Sports.
it.
Yep.
Undisputed with Shannon, and we'll Skip too, and then The Herd with Colin Cowherd and Joy. Let's not leave her out as well, but they both do a great job. Different formats, really. Skip and Shannon, more of an argumentative format, if you will. And Colin is kind of more of a rapid fire, has a lot of little 10-minute segments in that, which I like. All right, so let's go ahead and transition to our sports team of the year. And this is one where, again, a rare one where we all had the same team in our list, but we had this team ranked differently. But the nominees for 2021 Sports Team of the Year from the Tournament Podcast were the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Baylor men's basketball team, the Milwaukee Bucks, the Phoenix Suns, and the Cincinnati Bearcats football team, which tip of the hat to the Bearcats on a phenomenal season. And, people, just let me throw this in saying that, they shouldn't have been, and see what happened. They played a better game against Alabama than half of if not even more than half of the opening games that I've seen in the college football playoff. So I don't want to hear that. We've seen Notre Dame get blown up by like 50 and 40 and other teams getting just destroyed. The Bearcats at least hung in there with their defense. So kudos to Coach Fickle and all those young men. They did not win the sports team of the year, however. That award went to a team, as I mentioned, that was on all three of our lists. So congratulations to Baylor men's basketball. They are the 2021 Tournament Podcast Sports Team of the Year. And wow, what a heck of a job they did. And then I think everybody thought it going against Gonzaga that it was just Gonzaga was going to win the national championship. And talk about showing up. I mean, those guys, one of the best teams I've seen in terms of just their playing together. The coach does a great job. I mean, such intensity. I mean, they just were 100 miles an hour from start to finish. So congrats to Baylor. We'll transition into Athlete of the Year. And we had a tie in this category. And we'll try the first nominee here. And I'm going to do my best out of respect to pronounce the last name. So you may already know who I'm going to say here. But Milwaukee Bucks superstar Giannis. And I think it is Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yeah, I believe so. Antetokounmpo, I believe.
So Giannis, Tom Brady. Nothing else needs to be said there. I believe I'm saying this name right. Shohei Ohtani.
I believe so.
Pitcher for the Angels. And I believe he was the MVP.
He was pitcher, and he actually, I think, because he hit, was it like 50 home runs? Almost 50 home runs. So
if he would have won the MVP and the Cy Young, what would that have been?
Well, that's what's, well, spoiler, I actually nominated him because he won the MVP with his average wasn't real great. I think it was like 250 something, but the home runs and the RBIs were there. But as a pitcher, I mean, I think he pitched like maybe 15 or 20 games, but he had an ERA that was just over 3. So he was a heck of a pitcher as well. So
a little love to Mr. Ohtani. I'd like to get you on the podcast
too often. So
we also had nominees of Arian Knighton, the 17-year-old sprinter who already at 17 has broken, I guess for best way to say it, Usain Bolt's junior records. And at 17 years old, God knows where this kid's going to go. One of our favorites, I assume here, Joe Burrow of the Cincinnati Bengals.
Nice.
Certainly what he has come back from and the leadership he shows to now move the Cincinnati Bengals into relevance has been impressive. The Joker, Denver Nuggets star Nikola Jokic.
Oh, yep.
And Olympian Simone Biles. So those were our nominees for Athlete of the Year. And our winners, plural. And we'll give it another shot here. Mike, it's Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Antetokounmpo.
So Giannis, congratulations. You are co-winner Athlete of the Year, along with, you can't go wrong with this gentleman. Talk about aging like a fine wine. Did that give up the other winner? Mr. Tom Brady.
Nice.
Tom Brady and Giannis are our Athletes of the Year 2021. All right. Now it's a shame Marty's not here as we move on to the next category. Pro Wrestler of the Year. And this was interesting because all three of our lists had the same 2 wrestlers.
Nice.
And then 2 of the 3 lists had the same 3. And one of them just had one difference. So this was a highly contested, but it graded out that there was one clear winner. So here we go. Wrestlers of the Year. We start off with the WWE and Mr. Roman Reigns. We then go to AEW, Bryan Danielson.
Nice.
Sticking with AEW, Kenny Omega. And then finishing in AEW, CM Punk. So we only had 4 nominees because everybody's list was pretty much the same. But there was a clear winner. And congratulations to WWE superstar Roman Reigns,
Oh,
2021 Pro Wrestler of the Year. I am not as familiar with WWE as I am AEW. And I will go ahead and just throw this out here. Mike and Marty had the exact same list, 1 to 3.
nice. Oh, nice.
My difference was I did vote for CM Punk, but I also voted for Roman Reigns and Bryan Danielson. So just full disclosure, but Roman Reigns, certainly a worthy winner, had a hell of a 2021.
Oh, yeah.
In our final category of the 2021 Tournament Podcast award show, and I'll stop before I go on to this. If you've made it this far in the video, whether you agree or disagree with our nominees, please like the video for us. Subscribe to the channel would be so helpful. And let us know, like any of these categories, you're like, wait a minute, you forgot about this person. Comment below. Let us know who you thought we skipped. Let us know maybe the sort of award that we didn't give in general that you think, well, this will be a good one for you guys to do. And we'll build this up. And this time next year, it'll be a much more robust award ceremony. We might even have on suits and ties or a bow tie or something. We might actually have Roman Reigns joining us on the show to accept an award if he were to win again. So, well, that's all a year away. You never know. Get The Rock on here, Tom Brady. I mean, it shouldn't be too hard to do. I think we have 2,000 subscribers.
Almost 3.
Almost.
Don't sell us too short. Yep.
All right. So let's go ahead. The final category that really fit the Tournament Podcast channel is Fighter of the Year. So our nominees for Fighter of the Year were, and this was the only, and Mike will know who the winner is immediately. The only, I'm drawing a blank here. The only winner that was number one on all of our sheets.
Oh,
okay.
Okay.
So we all had this person number one. So, and I'm drawing a blank on the word that I'm trying to come up with. So let me just start reading off the nominees. Our nominees for Fighter of the Year were Cyril Gane, UFC heavyweight. Heavyweight boxer, Tyson Fury. Sticking with boxing, Canelo Alvarez. Going back to the UFC, certainly upset of the year, Juliana Pena. She upset Amanda Nunes to win the title. And then finally, maybe the greatest heavyweight the UFC has ever seen, certainly the most devastating, in Francis Ngannou. But the overall, not even close, the only, as I mentioned, category that we all had this nominee number one, and the winner of the Tournament Podcast 2021 Fighter of the Year. Oh, we'd love to get him on the show. Mr. Kamaru Usman. And I don't know how. The only, at least in my opinion, that I think would be close would be Canelo Alvarez. I believe they both went 3-0 in the year of 2021. But Kamaru, the competition he faced, the way he was able to dispatch of guys in 2021, I mean, he's just something to behold. He is making a claim. I mean, he's certainly pound for pound number one right now, and as our awards dictate, and these are very important awards here, ladies and gentlemen. So what you might see somewhere else, take that with a grain of salt. What you're seeing here on the Tournament Podcast, I mean, this is real life, baby.
And the fact, like I said, that he had 3 impressive wins, because I did initially, I kind of was indecisive between him and Francis, because Francis's victory, I mean, was impressive, and he beat arguably the greatest heavyweight in UFC history. But it was just that one victory. I don't know what's going on there, because from what I've read, it sounds like Francis wanted to fight again last year, but I don't know if, what Dana's doing, if he was trying to hold him off for somebody or didn't know who he wanted to have him fight or what's going on. But so, may have been out of Francis' hands, but yeah, that one victory he had as impressive as it was still one victory, but yeah, Usman with those, 3 highly impressive wins all in one year. It was too much to overlook. So
Yeah,
congrats.
I certainly agree. And yeah, Francis and Cyril Gahn actually face each other here, I think, in a couple of weeks. So
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to see what happens. But yeah, Kamaru certainly well deserved. So
We can watch it on pay-per-view for $74.99.
well,
But we
$85
won't.
with tax, ladies and
Yes.
gentlemen, and fees.
We could watch it, but we won't.
because the UFC doesn't make enough money.
Nope.
Let's be
Dana,
honest here. I mean, Dana's
we-
only a billionaire. He's got to feed his family. So
Would we take Dana on this show, though? That's the question. If Dana wanted to be a guest, and
That
again,
might
I'm
be-
sure he does, but
that might be combative. But
Yep.
yes, we would take him as a guest on the show. I don't think our 2,000 plus subscribers were going to garner Dana
Almost
White
three-
showing up on the
almost
tournament podcast.
3,000.
But
almost
yes,
3,000.
actually, well, that last count, we were just about 50 shy of 3,000
Yep.
subscribers. And in the whole scheme of things, I kid, but I mean, we are so thrilled with that because I mean, that's rarefied air on YouTube. I mean, we're probably in the 10th percentile in terms of subscribers on YouTube. Not many channels even hit 1,000.
Yeah.
We're about to hit 3. So certainly as the, with a year-end awards show, I'd be remiss if I didn't thank everyone watching this. Again, if you're not subscribed, if you could hit that subscribe button, if we could get to 3,000 here, that would be just mind blowing. And we try to come out with a variety of content for everybody, as you see from the awards. And we've pretty much done that all year. I mean, our podcast literally we had NFL, NBA, pro wrestling, of course, multiple times. We only had one guest in 2021, and that was Nikita Koloff, former pro wrestler and a heck of a guy.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I would like to go more to the interview segments again. That was really fun. But we had, obviously we did a lot of BTS stuff during the year as well. So we're all over the place with our podcast, and maybe that's
I was just
not a
gonna
good
say
thing.
that we were
But-
everywhere last year with interviews.
Now,
Yeah.
with Joe Rogan, that's a good thing. He can have a different topic every day. We probably need to focus in a little bit more. We're certainly going to stay in sports and entertainment, but we'll see what 2022 holds for us. So anyway, did you have any remarks on the awards or the categories, or, oh man, we should have done this?
No, I mean, I think we covered pretty much everything that you said, was kind of a focal point of the podcast this first year. I mean, music, movies, sports, wrestling. I mean, that's pretty much, the meat of the bones here, what we do. So I can't think of anything we may have missed. So,
All right. And as we sign off here, another shout out to our brother Marty, who is still under the weather and was unable to join us this morning. Hopefully we'll have Marty back for next week's episode. But thanks again, everybody that watched this show. And again, comment, let us know what you think about our winners. I'm sure some of you will agree and some of you will not, but that's all right. That's what we're here for. So until next time, I'm Tom for Mike. Thank you. See ya.